Dear Taurus, this transit is among the positive and fruitful periods. The Sun moves into the sign of Cancer, a water sign that forms a naturally harmonious angle with your Earth sign, which helps you move with confidence and stability over the coming 4 weeks. After a period in which you focused on financial matters and personal values during the Sun's stay in Gemini, your attention now begins to shift toward communication, movement, learning, daily relationships, and the broadening of your circle of activity. During this stage, you will feel that the rhythm of life becomes a little faster, and that encounters, calls, appointments, short trips, and brief journeys multiply. You will also become more eager to express your ideas, share your opinions, and engage in projects or agreements requiring direct contact with others. The presence of the Sun in Cancer supports your mental abilities and offers you the chance to rebuild certain important relationships with siblings, relatives, or your immediate circle. It is also a good period for learning a new skill or developing a project based on marketing, media, communication, or teaching. On the side of the astrological angles, the square of the Sun with Neptune could create a certain vagueness in social relationships, or in some of the promises you receive from others. It is therefore better, toward the end of June, to verify information and not to rely on impressions alone. At the start of July comes the square of the Sun with Saturn, which sets new responsibilities tied to a future project, a social relationship, or a goal you have been pursuing for some time. You might feel that the path requires greater effort, but the results will be firmer and more stable. As for the conjunction of the Sun and retrograde Mercury, in mid-July, it could reopen old matters tied to communication, studies, paperwork, contracts, or family relationships, and you might receive news or a call you had long been awaiting. In general, this period is among those that help you build a more solid network of relationships and develop your intellectual and professional tools remarkably. On the emotional level, for the single person, opportunities for meeting and contact increase during this transit, and you might begin certain relationships through your daily environment, or through friends, studies, or work. During this period, you are drawn to people endowed with a new culture, a capacity for dialogue and understanding, and certain relationships that began simply could see a gradual evolution toward a more serious level over the weeks. For the person in a relationship, dialogue will be the strongest element of the relationship during this stage, and the Sun in Cancer helps you express your feelings more clearly, while the chances of resolving misunderstandings or bringing viewpoints closer with your partner increase. You might together attend to family projects or arrangements concerning home, travel, or your shared future. On the practical, financial, social, and professional levels, this period supports you in all work that relies on communication, negotiation, public relations, marketing, teaching, and media, and it helps you develop your skills and acquire new experiences that raise your professional effectiveness. Financially, no major pressure appears during this transit. On the contrary, you benefit from new ideas or sources of income tied to communication, commerce, or mobile activities. It is, however, advisable to review the details carefully during the Mercury retrograde period. Socially, this is one of the most active periods for you this year. Encounters, visits, and new relationships multiply, and you find yourself surrounded by people who offer you support or important opportunities. As for health, your condition seems good overall, but the abundance of movement, travel, and mental agitation could cause some fatigue if you do not allow yourself sufficient periods of rest. Keep your balance between activity and relaxation. Walking or light activities help you release tension and keep your mind clear. A word of advice for you: not all opportunities present themselves as great doors that open suddenly. Some arrive as a word you hear, a person you meet, or an idea that crosses your mind at the right moment. Be attentive to the details and the small messages during this transit, for they could bring you a future greater than you imagine.